So, hello guys. The topic of today's video is what is required to establish a network connection between a layer 3 switch and a Windows 10 VM in GNS3. First, to the initial situation, I'm using an IOSV L2 switch, layer 2 switch. The name is IOSV L2 as a layer 3 switch, and Windows 10 running on VMware Workstation. Then what is required for the lab? It's that IOSV L2 must be running locally. That means it mustn't run on GNS3 VM, because else you won't be able to establish the network connection between your switch and Windows 10 VM. To be able to run it locally, you need this tool. I will save that link in the description. Second, there are no VMnet 2, VMnet 3, and VMnet 4 network adapters allowed to be configured in VMware. We will create these adapters via GNS3. The third point is antivirus must be disabled on both the local PC laptop and the Windows 10 VM. Antivirus or the firewall. And last but not least, when deploying Windows 10 VM to GNS3, you have to enable the function allow GNS3 to override non-custom VMware adapter. Yes. And now let's switch to the practical part. How to create VMnet 2 and VMnet 4. If you go to Edit and Preferences, VMware, so here you have advanced local settings. And here you can set up your network adapters for VMnet. So just configure VMnet 2 to VMnet 4 and click on Configure. And then the adapters will be created. If you wanna delete these adapters, then you just click on Reset, and these adapters will be deleted. Okay. Then I will demonstrate you the difference between when you run your IOSV locally and if you run it on GNS3 VM. And we will also run Wireshark between the actual IOSV local or IOSV VM and the Windows 10 VM. So here I have already two switches prepared. This one is running local. This one is running on GNS3 VM. So, okay, here I will demonstrate you that between layer 3 switch which is running on the GNS3 VM. You can also see here that ISV L2 is running on GNS3 VM. So this one, so that we are not able to establish a network connection between Windows 10 machine running on VMware and between switch running on GNS3 VM. So I have already created a link between them. I also already have configured my switch, my layer 3 switch, and now I want to check the interfaces configuration. So show IP interface brief. Okay, so we can see I have created two SVIs. So let's check show interface status. That okay. So this one gig 0/1 is connected and it's in VLAN 2. So that is good. That looks good. Now I have to administratively enable the SVI VLAN 2. So conft interface VLAN 2 no chat. Okay, we can see that now our VLAN 2 is up. And let's check it again. Yes, so it is up. So now theoretically we should have a connection between Windows 10 and our switch. If we now take a look at Windows 10 and type ipconfig renew, we don't receive any IP address. Let's check into the console, show IP DHCP binding. We also see that there was no IP address assigned to any host. Now let's also run Wireshark. So very well, and let's filter here for DHCP. And now let's type again ipconfig renew so that we request a new IP address from our DHCP server. In the Wireshark, we see that Windows is sending DHCP request. First, second, third, fourth, and eventually we receive a message error occurred while renewing interface IP address. So the reason is that these machines are separated from each other. The switch which is running on GNS3 VM is separated from the Windows 10 VM, and therefore we aren't able to establish a connection between these two machines. So in next step I will demonstrate you the connection between ISV L2 which is running locally and Windows 10 VM. So let's connect. The switches. I'll put the second interface due to the configuration, and Windows 10 again, start. Okay, and we see here that iOS V local is running on the local host. Let's take a look at the interfaces. So show IP interface brief. Okay, we have created here two SVIs, VLAN 1 and VLAN 2, but the thing here is that both are administratively down, and so we have to enable VLAN 2 because for our demonstration we won't need VLAN 1. So again, conf t and interface VLAN 2 and no shut enter. Okay, here we see that now VLAN 2 is up, and we can again check it with show IP interface brief. We see that now this interface is up. Okay, very well. And next we gonna run our Windows VM. Right, so start. Okay, that looks good. We click on yes. Yes. Okay, and you don't have to be scared because of that symbol. It shows that we don't have any network connections, but when we run our command prompt as administrator and type ipconfig, we can see that we have received an IP address. And if we also click here and type show IP DHCP binding, we also can see that we have like this, that one machine or one client has received an IP address from our DHCP pool. That's very good, and we also can test it. Ping 10.1.2.1. Perfect. We can ping this and show IP interface brief. That's our default gateway 10.1.2.254, which is also this one. So we have to ping 10.1.2.254, and yes, we can see sent 4 packets, received 4 packets, lost 0 packets. That's very good. And now we also start the Wireshark capture between these two nodes. If I type ipconfig /renew, with that command we want to receive a new IP address for our Windows. So click on that, and we see DHCP request was sent, and we directly have received DHCP acknowledged from our DHCP server. And we also see in the command prompt of our Windows that we have received an IP address. And last but not least, I also wanted to show what is the switch's configuration. So first of all, you have to configure. Well, for our case, we only need one DHCP pool. These are 4 standard commands for each DHCP or for every DHCP pool configuration. So IP DHCP pool VLAN2, that's the name how our DHCP pool is called. Then we create a network 10120/24, the default router IP address, and the DNS server IP address. This IP address we will also configure on our physical interface. Well, in that case, on our SVI, because that's a switch. So here we configure our physical interface. We enter that interface to, or we configure it as an access port and as a part of VLAN2. So it has to be in mode access, and it has to have spanning tree port fast, because since Windows starts very fast and directly wants to receive an IP address, if our interface needs too long, our Windows machine won't receive an IP address from our DHCP server. And next, create an SVI, so interface VLAN2, the IP address for default gateway. Yes. And the next things that these are the default configurations of the switch. That's it.